Welcome back to the Columbus Halo Reach Pool Play Preview. I'm Puckett with Dmaq. Guys, we've run down A, B, and C. Now it's time to talk about Pool D. Dmaq, probably the closest pool out of all four. I have to say the teams here look so evenly matched. Let's run down the teams. At the top spot, you have Warriors coming in at the 4th seed. Right behind them at the 5th seed, you have Seoul. And then at the bottom half of this pool, we have Invictus or Victoria's Secret. And then Active Rush is going to be finishing it out with the 13th seed. And let's start at the very bottom here with Active Rush.
Honestly, Puckett, I look at this more as a 3-team pool. I don't really give Active Rush too much of a chance here. They have some league veterans, Frosty, Sneaky Beaver, Ice Vein. Ice Vein even played well in Dallas, going positive 69. But overall, I look at this team as a team lucky to make it into the top 16. They fought all the way from the open bracket. I actually expect them to fall outside of the top 16 this tournament. I know, it hurts, and I'm actually friends with Frosty, so it hurts to say this to you, bud. But you're going to have to step it up if you want to stay pro.
Well, you know, I think you're just with the rest of the Halo Reach fans out there. No one ever expected big things out of Active Rush. Ice Vein, he's been playing the game since Halo 2. I've always been a fan of his, always such a super nice guy. But expectations for this team, not very high. I think if they finish 4th in the pool, no one's going to be that disappointed. Yeah, let's move on. All right, our next team in the pool, we have Victoria's Secret. They were Invictus last event. Lose Ninja. Switch their team name back to Victoria's Secret. Maybe going back to the old name, Dmaq? Do you think that's going to help them out in the new tournament?
Maybe, because it didn't work as Invictus, so you got to reinvent themselves. So maybe it's going to happen. This is the pool that they want to end up in. If they have a shot to make it out, it's in this pool. They've been able to beat top teams before, and Victoria's Secret, they're a pretty good squad. They showed the pros how to play the game, so they're able to get it done. The question is, are they going to be able to live up their potential, or are they going to fall when it comes to tournament time?
Now, Victoria's Secret here is a huge question mark for me. I don't know how they're going to perform, but you got to look at the facts here. They've had a lot of issues since Dallas. They didn't know who they're going to team with. Finally, last minute, they get SwiftKill back on the team. They lock in the roster, and they pick up Reliable. Watch wanted to take a break for a while. He's back, though, but now all eyes are on Invictus, Victoria's Secret. These guys have to get their nose back to the grinding stone because coming into Dallas, I thought they were a top 5 team. I know the potential and teamwork that they possess. I think if they're playing at the top of their game, they can do big things. Remember, Invictus was the only team to beat status quo in Dallas. The champions were beat by this squad. Don't count them out. I think that Victoria's Secret will be a huge threat in this pool. They're not a top team to win the entire tournament, but I do think they could beat either Warriors or Seoul. But let's go ahead and just move on to the next two.
Let's go.
Seoul's coming in at our 2nd spot with the 5th seed overall.
Oh, Puckett, I like this team right here.
They're seeded higher than Instinct.
Yeah, and, well, they deserve that seed. Fighting outside of the open bracket, making it all the way to that 5th seed, extremely impressive. And in between events, I think they've made a small upgrade. They lose a really good noob who is a great player, but they add Goofy from Darkest Hour. Goofy does a lot of things very well. He's a very smart player, has his communication, he gets his team amped up, he's able to make clutch plays. We've seen that in the past. So, when you add Goofy to this squad, Formal going positive 65 in Dallas, all of a sudden you have a very dangerous team, and Puckett, they could get it done and win this pool.
Talking about Seoul, you know, a lot of people are saying that, hey, I think Dallas was a fluke. It might be, but check this out. Finally, I'm going to take the time out of my day to give this kid props. He deserves it. It's Break. Break comes out last season with Halo 3, and with this Warrior squad, he finishes 5th. He finishes 5th for 3 straight events and then gets booted off Warriors. Then during the offseason, finds Blaze, finds Formal, picked up a really good noob, and they come out in Dallas hot. They finish 5th again. That's 4 straight 5th place finishes. That's just consistency to me. I think that he and the rest of this team have potential to do big things again. I don't think Dallas was a fluke. I expect them to finish in the top 10 and hopefully in the top 6.
You know, Puckett, we've seen teams do it. We've seen teams do it in the past. We've seen status quo not able to break that top 6 for so long, but really just chill there. And now Break, he's coming back to that spot. Not quite breaking into the top 4 yet, but eventually I think he's going to take Seoul and break into that top 4. If not in Columbus, by the end of the season.
I don't know if it's fair to call them a sleeper team, but I do think that a lot of other teams are going to underestimate the caliber of play that this team possesses. I think they could do big things. But let's go and talk about the fan favorite here in Pool D. It's our top-seeded team coming in at number 4 overall. It's Warriors. They have national champions and strong side in Elamite Warrior. They have a fan favorite rock star player in Snakebite. And then one of the funniest guys on the circuit, Robbie B, fills out this lineup. Dmac, talk to us about Warriors. They're the heart attack kids.
Fan favorite for a reason, Puckett, Snakebite. Going positive 47 overall in Dallas, but the thing that impressed me the most was the fact that he led the whole tournament in assists. When you do things like that, you really get your teammates involved. You're playing a teamwork-oriented game, and that's the way you win games. You saw them find themselves in Game 5 positions over and over again, and what matters in Game 5? Putting all of your teammates on one guy, making the correct shots, and taking the other team down. And that's what this Warriors squad does. That's why they're so good. They have veteran leaders. They have the X factor. They have the assist machine. They have it all. But can they step it up and take it to that next level?
You know, I'm not sold on Warriors quite yet. I love all 4 members on this team. I really like the guys here, but I'm not sold that they're consistent enough. They went to Game 5 way too many times. Yes, they were clutch in Game 5. They are the team that forced Final Boss to make a team change, knocking them out of the tournament for top 8. But I'm not sold on these guys. I think whether they're going to succeed in Columbus is really going to come up to one player. I said strong side may be the best player in the game when I was watching him. I was impressed by Snakebite, but I was kind of iffy on Elamite Warrior. I think he is going to be the player who needs to shine in Columbus if Warriors is going to get another top 4 finish. Dmac, let's call it. Who's going to win Pool D?
I'm going to call it by the way I've been seeing it lately. All right. Now, when you look at Seoul, compared to every other team in the top 16, besides Believe the Hype, they've played online more than any other team. And I like that a lot. And when I look at Warriors, they haven't been playing online at all. So when you compare that, when you compare practice, what's going to go down, I think Warriors has stayed the same between events, which is a good thing. They're only one of 2 top 16 teams to do so. I think Seoul improved a little bit. I'm going to give it to Seoul.
Seoul?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to them in a very close 5-game series. But I think Seoul will win this pool.
Dmac going for the underdog. I'm going to take the easy route and go for the fan favorite. I'm going to pick Warriors. Elamite Warrior has performed in Columbus in the past. I expect him to repeat it here in 2011. I expect Warriors to finish in top 6 overall for the tournament, and I do think that they're going to guarantee themselves that spot by making it to the winner's bracket semifinals by winning the pool.
Puckett, we've only agreed on one pool.
I don't like you that much. All right, guys, that is going to do it for our pool play preview for Columbus, Ohio. Make sure you guys join us online at MajorLeagueGaming.com or live at the event June 3rd through the 5th. It's going down. It's going to be awesome. For Dmac, I'm Puckett. Thanks for watching.